Chapter 19. I arrive at Lily's house. It's a nice night, warm but not humid. I ring the doorbell and Lily answers. "Hey," she smiles, taking my hand in hers. "Come on in." She leads me into the dining room. The lights have been turned down and Paul Kelly is playing on the stereo. Lily's wearing a short, tight t-shirt that cuts off just below her belly button and skin-tight black jeans. She looks so strong, so confident and stable. She's the only person I can rely on, the only thing that makes sense to me. "How are you this fine evening?" she asks with a cheeky smile. "I'm a little rattled, actually," I admit. Her smile fades. "What's wrong?" she asks, concerned. "It's Kev and the others," I tell her. "They're all getting crazy. They tracked down the guys who stabbed DJ and they're all riled up and set to have it out with them." "Really?" Lily says. "Well, you seem seriously stressed out. Let me relax you." She saunters over and kisses me playfully. "Tonight's about you and me. You can play all that tough guy bullshit later." "It's not like that," I insist. "I mean, Lily, they're talking about seriously hurting this kid and his mates." Lily sighs frustrated. "I really don't know what to do," I say defeated. "Well, what choice do you have?" she asks. "You can find the guys and get revenge for DJ, or you can man up and be bigger than that. You got no future with those guys. They've been like my brothers for so long." "Fuck that," Lily protests. "You know they don't have a future. You said it yourself." "I know, Lily, but I can't just—" "They're going to end up in prison or dead or worse. I know that. You know that. Hell, even they probably know that." "Lily, no." "You have to make a serious decision, Jace. You either stay friends with them and watch as each one of them either gets themselves killed or gets picked up by the cops and drags you down with them. Or you think about your own life and who you choose to be, and just remember your mates for who they were, not what they're becoming." "Okay," I say. "Let's just forget about all that stuff for now. Tonight's about you and me, right? So let's just have fun." Lily grins and kisses me on the lips. "I was wondering when you were going to say that." We begin the night by cooking dinner, which quickly turns into us getting pissed and cooking dinner, as Lily raids the fridge for every alcoholic beverage she can get her hands on. Lily switches the music over to some new rap track she's become obsessed with, while I go about trying to find all the ingredients for our lasagna in between swigs of wine. Lily takes over the cooking from me, and I flick the stereo to disclosure and dance around the room with my shirt off. We're both hyper, happy to finally have a chance to spend some time together. Tonight I don't have to worry about my problems. I don't have to make hard decisions or feel anger, guilt or fear. Tonight I can just be with Lily. Finally we finish the preparation and Lily puts the lasagna in the oven to cook. We grab a few beers from the fridge and head off into the back garden for a talk and a smoke. Lily's backyard isn't huge, but it looks like something out of a garden design magazine. It has a short deck under a patio, with vines creeping up the support poles and eco-friendly lighting. We walk down a short path lined with native ferns to the back corner of the garden. It's been designed to feel like a separate, secluded part of the backyard, a small area surrounded by high plants that creates a kind of outdoor room, with the starry night sky as the roof. Lily and I sit down at a small metal table and light up cigs. We start talking shit, joking around and laughing our asses off about funny things that happen at school. A wave of relaxation hits me, but for the life of me, I can't get thoughts of the guys and the pending fight out of my head. You know, it wasn't always the way it is now, I tell Lily without really meaning to. "How do you mean?" "The guys." Lily nods. I start telling her about how things used to be, about how we were when we were kids. I tell her about the day Blackjack's dad got arrested, how hurt and betrayed Blackjack felt, about Kevin, his girlfriend, how his stepdad had kicked the shit out of him, and he'd run to her house in the middle of the night, only to find she was seeing some other guy. I tell her about DJ and Spike, how when they were kids they used to play spaceships and pretend they were heroes going off to explore the galaxy for the good and protection of mankind. How once upon a time they were innocent. How once upon a time they laughed and played and wanted to do decent things with their lives. And how they'd grown up too quick and never really had a chance. "Jason, you're drunk." "Yeah, I know. So are you." "True. But it's more than being drunk. I want her to understand, to see the guys as I see them, to understand why I do what I do." I tell her about Sarah and me when we were younger, and how Mum used to take us to trips to the park and zoo. I tell her how Robert had loved my mum, how he adored her, how everyone she met fell in love with her, but she'd fallen in love with Robert. Lily smiles. "What was she like, your mum?" she asks. "I mean, I never hear you or Sarah or Blackjack or anyone talk about her. And when they do, it's only to say what a beautiful, caring person she was. She must have been pretty incredible. She was, I say solemnly. She had a way with people, an understanding. She was able to see past all the bullshit people get so caught up in and look down to the core of a person to see who they really were. Yeah? Yeah. We were happy. Robert was, I think. She was the only one that could ever keep him under control, the only one he listened to. My voice breaks a little and Lily puts her hand on my knee. I hate him. I hate him for what he did to her. Who? Lily asks softly. Robert, I mumble. I wish it had been him and not her. Him that died? Jason, that's... I mean, things weren't great before the accident, but then that happened and everything went to shit. A tear rolls down my cheek. Lily leans over and kisses me on the lips, but I barely notice. All I can think about is that frightened kid, 12 years old, scared shitless by the world, desperately holding on to his little sister as his father storms out of the house in a drunken rage and disappears into the night. I hate him, I spit. Jason, you can't say that, Lily soothes. Despite everything that's happened, he's still giving you a home, and he's trying his best now. It's not something you can go through lightly, losing the person you love. I shake my head angrily. It doesn't matter. Nothing justifies his absence from Sarah's life. But Jason, you have to see that he's grieving too. I don't care. He ditched Sarah and me to wallow in his own self-hate, leaving me to take care of her. Yes, but... And how am I meant to do that, when I don't know fuck about anything? But Jason, Lily continues softly, you must see that he does care about you, loves you even. I mean, he's making such an effort. It doesn't matter, I say stubbornly. It's too late. Lily opens her mouth to protest, but I glare at her and she closes it again. This is the real world, Lily. There are no cliches or happy endings. Just people, and how inherently fucked up their lives are. Lily kisses me on the lips almost like she feels sorry for me. Sorry that I see the world in that way. She smiles at me gently and stands up, grabbing her beer. Come on. She holds her hand out to me. I bet our lasagna's ready. I burst out laughing. Lily has just finished telling me the story about how she got spanked by her friend's nonna, after she pointed out it was more likely the Virgin Mary got knocked up by a stable boy as opposed to the Holy Ghost, and was just too embarrassed to tell anyone. I stand up, collect the empty plates of food and deliver them to the kitchen sink. The stereo is switched to Courtney Barnett and we've all but forgotten our conversation in the backyard. I open another bottle from Diane's secret stash and refill our wine glasses. Lily starts talking about school. I'm not really listening to her, just admiring her beauty in the dim candlelight. God, I love this girl. She is seriously like no one else I've ever met. Why she likes me with my endless list of flaws and faults is something I'll never understand. All I know is that I'm so thankful Lily is in my life. Our faces are already close to each other, but I lean in even closer. Lily is still talking and I nod along encouragingly, lost in her aura, absorbed by my feelings towards her. She's halfway through a sentence, when almost without meaning to, I lean over and kiss her. She pauses for a second, forgetting what she's about to say, then grins and kisses me back. We kiss passionately, running our hands up and down each other's bodies. Her hands are at the back of my neck, drawing me in close. I feel my anger towards Robert disappear and the feeling of loss about my mother evaporate as I attempt to drown them, once and for all, in the sea of love and affection I have for Lily. Lily grabs my shoulder, pulling me even closer. We kiss long and hard, our bodies and minds intertwined. Lily withdraws, blinking and laughing. I grin at her. Hey there. She stands up without a word and winks cheekily, offering me her hand. She pulls me up off my seat, then turns and leads me out of the living room and up the stairs to the second floor. I'm submissive, completely at her will, drunk and in love with her. She leads me slowly towards the bedroom. The walls are a light creamy colour, and a large bed with red cushions stands in the middle of the room. I sit down on the edge as Lily walks to her chest of drawers to grab something. She comes back and deposits it in my lap. A condom. I gaze into Lily's face, into her eyes. She kisses me tenderly and strokes my hair. And in that moment I realise something. With this girl beside me, I will change my life.